Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today at La Vida con Mila is just gonna be me. I will be telling my birth story for when I had my baby girl Mila. Jay and I, we purposely tried to have her. So Jay already knew that I was taking the test, and he kept texting me. He was like, have you taken it? Have you taken it? Have you taken it? And boom, there it was. I FaceTimed him. He was working that night, and he answers, and he's in the patrol car with his partner, and he goes, so? And I'm like, it's a positive, and I'm like, oh my god. And he just went, okay. I had a really normal pregnancy. I didn't have any complications. The only thing that was slightly different is that I had a ton of morning sickness and that it lasted more than just my first trimester. Friday morning, I go to my OBGYN appointment and he checks me. I had dilated 0. This much. It was like non-essential businesses during quarantine closed. And I drank the raspberry leaf tea, I ate spicy food, and my husband and I went for a super long walk. Like, we were getting that baby out. Around 2 in the morning, I started getting cramps. Feels like a pain, like when you're gonna get your period. So it's not super strong, but it's strong enough that it woke me out of my sleep. I decided to wake up my husband, and I'm like, babe, I think something's happening. Like, I think it might be the beginning. So we downloaded our tracking app, and we're tracking those contractions, we're timing them, and we're staying on top of it because, we're looking for that 411 rule. It's been 4 hours. Maybe we want to check up on the progress. Let's go to the hospital. So we get there maybe 8 o'clock, I think. They check me, and she's like, well, honey, you're 2 centimeters dilated. If you don't know, you need to be about 10. At that time, my birth plan was that I wanted to do a natural birth, no interventions. Which I don't know why they call it a natural birth, because all births are natural. And I just keep laboring, I'm going through the contractions, and I think I'm doing pretty well. The problem is that they're never more than 5 minutes apart, which means that from 2 in the morning to 8, and now it's like 4 in the afternoon, I've been laboring non-stop with no sleep. Now it's about 5 p.m. on that Saturday, and I haven't slept anything. I can barely go to the bathroom because whenever I sit on the toilet, there's this giant pressure and this pain. No. All I wanted to do was to lay down. So as soon as my contraction was over, I would just close my eyes and try to rest for the 2 or 3 minutes that I would get to get ready for my next one. 6 p.m. on Saturday. So again, we head out to the hospital, and she says, well, you're 3.5 centimeters dilated. And in my mind, I'm going, from 8 o'clock this morning to 6 p.m. I've only dilated 1.5 centimeters. Like, what? And the nurse looks at me and she goes, do you want an epidural? Do I stick to my birth plan? Do I labor through this? Or do I take it? I looked at my husband, and he knew what my feelings were. He was like he knew that I didn't want the epidural. It says something to the effect of like, it's okay to take it. Like, it doesn't make this process any less to have your epidural. I guess it reassured me and it made me feel better, and I looked at her and I said, yes, I'll take it. I can feel my pain subsiding and I'm like, yes, like some relief. Finally, in the middle of the night, they wake me up and they break my water, because at this point my water hasn't broken yet. They give me this ball, it's like a peanut ball, and they put it in between my legs, and it's about like in between your knees almost, and it's supposed to help you kind of open up to help let the baby come down. When they give me that, I really feel the contractions starting to kick up. I press the button, little red button, to get more of the epidural, and it subsides just a little bit. Then not so much, and I'm feeling them stronger and stronger, and I can see the monitor that's tracking my contractions, and they're coming and they're coming, but this time I can feel them. I know that they're coming, I can feel them, and I am starting to really work through these. I'm having to do my breathing. And I told my mom, Ma, this doesn't feel normal. I think something is happening. I need a nurse. She checks me and she's like, okay, so you're about 7 centimeters, I would say. So I'm like, yes, like we are so close. But at the same time, I'm like, I know we're not there, but I am getting an urge to push. I don't think I can wait for my doctor. I need another doctor now, right now. Something in your mind knows this it's coming, like it's coming. Another doctor comes in, she introduces herself and she's like, okay, I'm gonna deliver your baby. So she says, you're not necessarily there yet, but it's okay to push. We can do some practice pushes. So I was like, great. You're supposed to push like if you want to poop. And I told her, at one point I remember I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna poop on myself. And she goes, it's okay, you know, sometimes it happens, but it's just like, it's the way you feel. Like it makes you feel like you have to go. But she was like, just channel it and push like you want to poop. And yes, I know some women complain about the epidural because you get no feeling from your waist down. Like you can't really lift up your legs, but I felt like I had no problem with that. I felt like me feeling my legs wasn't something that I necessarily needed to push. The doctor tells me, do not scream, because what you're doing is you're wasting energy screaming, but you're not pushing. You need to almost like breathe in, like take it in, kind of like almost hold your breath and then push out. Just like really concentrate and push out. You want to push throughout all of your contraction. You know, you want to do like a breathe in again and go at it through your contraction. It is exhausting. I felt like I wasn't getting a chance to just relax and catch my breath when already I had to like and push. And I'm doing my practice pushes when the doctor says, oh my god, I see hair. And I'm like, what? Like, I thought we were doing practice pushes. I didn't want Jay to look, and Jay goes, oh my god, like I can see it. So I get excited. I'm like, yes, like it's happening, we are close. But yet every time I would push, once I would let go, it's like she would go back in. So I was pushing, and then when I would let go, she would come back in. And I started to get discouraged. And my doctor says, do you want me to help you? Because at this point, I'm like in the movies. I'm telling the doctor, take her out. Like, I want this baby out. Like, take her out already. Like, I'm literally screaming at her, take her out. And she's like, do you want me to help you? And I'm like, Like, what do you mean? And she's like, I can do a vacuum assisted delivery. I feel like I can barely catch my breath. It is hot. I am sweating. And I'm like, you know what? Do it. Because she says what it'll do is, like, obviously it's not gonna pull her out. But when you push, instead of her coming back in, it'll hold her in place. So that when you push again, you can push even further. Meanwhile, every time I'm pushing, this doctor is doing this very invasive thing. She's kind of taking her fingers. I know this is gonna be like a TMI birth story, but I'm getting you ready. And she's going like this, right around a situation. Obviously, I think that she's like opening up. She's helping me stretch to avoid tearing, because tearing is something that happens a lot. So when she does that and she puts in the vacuum, I literally yelled, "What the F is that?" Mom goes, "It's the vacuum." I don't have time to register. My next contraction is coming. I have to keep pushing. So I push, and she's like, "Oh my god, the head is right there. The head is right there." And I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting emotional again. Like, okay, like, I am going to do this. Like, it's happening. My baby is coming. I just have to push a little more. That's when it happens. I believe they call it the ring of fire. When your baby is almost out, you know, and the head is like in that area, it gets to the point where it's like the biggest that it's going to stretch, right? Because then after everything, it just like kind of slips out, right? Like right there. And the pain is excruciating. But my contraction stops. So when it stops, I have to stop pushing. And I can feel her. She is right there. And it's just like, eesh. And I just, like, I want to, like, rip her out. My next contraction comes, and I feel that relief. And I push, and boom. There she is. She came out on her due date, September 15, 2019, at 10:18, at 6 pounds and 6 ounces. They hand her over, and the doctor told me, like, you have to push out your placenta. And I was like, you know what? Pushing out my placenta cannot be harder than this. So with my baby, I just did like a minimal effort. Like, your pain is completely over. It's finished. You don't feel anything anymore. And then you just have your beautiful slimy baby with you. I think I had like a 2nd degree tear. It wasn't nothing major. I think I had like 3 stitches, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. I think back on it and I can't believe I did that. As a mama, you look at what your body just did. That you made life. This beautiful baby. And then you bring it into this world. Not only that, but take it a step further. You can provide your baby all the sustenance it needs. It's just so crazy, the things that as a woman you can do, because it is one of the craziest, most life-changing experiences you will ever have. You just rock, mama. You rock. That was my birth story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really wanted to share my experience truthfully and all of it with you guys, because I'm proud. I'm proud of what I did to have my baby, and I'm so happy. And I want you guys to be happy with your experience. So that is it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will be adding a link to our Instagram handle and our Twitter, so you can go ahead and follow us. And that's it. Bye guys.